What is going on, everybody? My name is Gianni, and today we're getting Ragebound. Earlier this January during the Xbox Developer Direct, Team Ninja and Koei Tecmo unofficially dubbed 2025 as the Year of the Ninja. And to back up that claim, they shadow dropped a remake of Ninja Gaiden 2 and announced the long-awaited Ninja Gaiden 4 after an 11-year hiatus. All of this came on the heels of the 2024 Game Awards announcement of a new throwback franchise entry developed by the Game Kitchen, harkening back to the series' roots on NES. Flash forward to this summer and in comes Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, a brand new story set in the Ninja Gaiden universe that puts modern elements in a pot with retro gameplay nostalgia and breakneck combat difficulty, mixes it up and delivers what could very well be a Game of the Year contender. Subbing out series mainstay Ryu Hayabusa for new heroes Kenji and Komori, Ragebound kicks things off in the same place as the original Ninja Gaiden game from 1988. After a duel to the death ends in the tragic loss of Ryu's father and a demon invasion threatens their town, Ryu is tasked with heading to the US for his own adventure, except this time the player stays behind with Ryu's protege, Kenji. When Kenji's journey crosses paths with Komori, a rival from the Black Spider clan, the pair reluctantly pair up to end the looming demon threat and save the world. Now, is this a one-of-a-kind story? No, absolutely not, but let me tell you, it works. Ragebound takes a very particular slice of late 80s and early 90s gaming history and melts it down into something that works so well in 2025. The story, dialogue, and characters are clearly indicative of a specific time in video game storytelling, but as Giant Bomb's Dan Reichert put it in a recent Kinda Funny Games cast, it doesn't turn that nostalgia into a playful nudge to the audience. The retro sensibilities just exist as you would have remembered them when you played them in those respective decades. This bleeds through in everything from the overblown drama of the story, the action set pieces that backdrop the narrative, and the opposing character motivations that push the plot forward. Nothing is vague. Everything is set up and resolved with full clarity, the style feels owned and controlled, and it's all sick as hell, which is some of the highest praise I can give Ragebound. Maneuvering through these levels is also awesome, and the game does a good job of making you feel the freedom and mobility of Kenji and Komori. Jumping, climbing, hanging, and dodging is all tight and precise. I never really found myself over or underestimating platform distances, and every landing felt attainable with the right timing. I think the only exception here, and this is more than likely just a personal preference, were Komori's short Demon Realm sections. These portions of each level play out like timed puzzles that net out to mission progression or bonus items, but some of them felt a bit samey and a few were borderline infuriating in their precision requirement. It was a wide swing of enjoyment that I might have rolled a few eyes at once I was coming up on the close of the game. Lastly though, let's be real, this is Ninja Gaiden. You aren't here for the plot or the platform puzzles, you're here for the real attraction, the combat. So how does it feel to walk a day in Kenji and Komori's shoes? Well, with just a couple exceptions, it's incredible. Across my 7-hour playthrough, which includes several main story missions and a handful of optional special ops, I took the utmost joy in mowing down wave after wave of demons, robots, and enemy soldiers, till finally rolling credits on an especially satisfying conclusion. While your main arsenal in Ragebound will consist of a katana and kunai, the game lets you collect all sorts of talisman buffs, spider weapons, and special arts to customize your own unique playstyle. Talismans, for instance, provide passive buffs or nerfs that can either assist or hinder you during each run, and these could include things like enemy explosions on dying or a health boost for every successful kill. Spider weapons are special items that you add to your toolkit when fighting, and these could be something like combo blades that you can toss through multiple enemies at one time, or even a grenade that attaches to bosses for massive damage. Lastly, special arts are those limit break ultimate moves that can completely turn the tide of any battle scenario. Your resources for these are limited, so they don't get as much use as your other tools, but when you can use them, it's a total game changer. Your special arts could be something like heat-seeking kunai explosives or a constant healing aura that increases your health. All of your new weapons and arts can be equipped in Muramasa's shop, another familiar face for fans of the franchise, and while you have to purchase them with different currencies you pick up on your journey, you can change them out to your heart's content. This is nice because it really encourages you to test and tweak different playstyles to find what works best for you. My only beef with the equipment system is incredibly minor, and it's that you can't see the details of your currently equipped item in the shop UI. It'll only show you details for items that aren't equipped, so if you forget what your current spider weapon or talisman does, you literally have to unequip it to read the details. It's an easy fix that I'm sure can get patched in later, but it's an annoyance nonetheless. Regardless though of what you pick, everything works flawlessly in tandem with your good old-fashioned hack and slash, slice and dice combat. And the game does an amazing job of constantly throwing new enemies with different mechanics till the very end. Some enemies need to be evaded first, some have specific weak spots, and some can only be killed with a guillotine boost, which is a melee jump that Kenji utilizes to bounce from enemy to enemy. I found myself learning new strategies and adapting with every level, which lent itself to a perfectly paced playthrough that never felt repetitive. And with those varying approaches came my favorite part of the game's combat, the aura system. During each level, you'll come across multiple enemies that glow either blue or pink. When enemies glow blue, it indicates they should be killed with melee, and if an enemy glows pink, it means that they should be killed with a spider weapon. Killing that monster with the corresponding method grants Kenji and Komori a hypercharge attack, which allows them to take out any enemy with one hit. Now, this might not mean much for your everyday run-of-the-mill demon, but when it comes to the bigger baddies with huge health pools and shields, this could mean the difference between life and death. So the system in Ragebound quickly pivots from just cutting every monster down as they pop up, to strategizing on the fly which order you want to take them out. And there's nothing like bouncing from aura to aura and taking out big bads quickly, one after the other, after the other, after the other. The combat system ends up being this oddly satisfying rhythm and flow that turns your runs from checkers to a calculated chess game, especially when it comes to the bosses. And boy, let me tell you about these bosses. They kicked my ass. And honestly, I shouldn't have expected anything less from a Ninja Gaiden game. They are extremely difficult without being unfair, and they really do test your ability to fight strategically while also juggling precise platforming. With the exception of a couple encounters, most bosses would take me anywhere from 5 to 10 tries before I nailed my rhythm and then crushed it. There were two specific ones that bordered on frustrating, but never because I thought the game was doing anything that wasn't fair to me. It was just a pure skill issue, and really that's what I love about titles like these. What was easy to me could have been somebody else's worst nightmare, and something I might have struggled with could have been a breeze to the next person. It's a level of difficulty that creates interesting discourse around games, period, and I loved every second of the controller crushing anxiety. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound is a spectacular homage to the side-scrolling games I played as a 90s baby on the NES, Super Nintendo, and Sega Genesis. Its beautiful pixel art style combined with some of the best 2D action platforming I've played in years make for one hell of a top 10 contender for the end of 2025. I admittedly jumped into the franchise for the first time this year with Ninja Gaiden 2 Black, which set the right tone for the October release of Ninja Gaiden 4. But if Ragebound is any indication of the many directions this franchise has and can still succeed in, then this year of the Ninja might end up lasting a lifetime.